Morning, everyone. Hope you're well. Monday morning. How was your weekend? Did you race? Did you watch the Grand Prix? If you're in the UK, did you get up and watch the football? Was it good? Was it worth it? Are you tired? Come say hello in the chat. Just setting up. We're going to go straight to Mount Panorama. I'm just putting some stuff together now. So bear with me a second. And we'll make sure feeds are working. Feeds working. Feeds. All good. Yeah. Let's get into this. Don't fade that across. Hey, Jack's here already. Morning, Jack. It's still just morning. We're going to do a couple of hours. We're going to do a bit of Mount Panorama. We'll probably see if we can get a spa race in or an Imola race in before lunch. We'll stop for lunch. I've got a little meeting at 1:30. Catching up. We've got a short week this week. I've got to go to a stag do off the Isle of Wight on a boat. We'll see how that goes. Drinking on a boat just doesn't bode well. Susanna Zaba, how's it going? Morning, Smoke. How's things? Hope you're well. I'll open up the chat lobby as long as you keep it clean. Chat lobby's open in the Discord, so if you want to come in and have a chat, you're more than welcome to. We can do that. Just keep it on topic. Focus on the race. Ricky, what's Ricky? You're tired. Were you up watching the? Were you up watching the? Up watching the football? Were you? This is a open setup. Mount Panorama. I think it's 35 minutes. Let's get Coach Dave Academy up and see what he has to say about qualifying setups. Put the belts on. Make sure the seat is working. So I use Sensed Haptics. It is. I can feel it. I'm using Sensed Haptics cushions in my seat now. They're amazing. We did 6 hours in them at the weekend. We did the 1 a.m. stint. 5:40 a.m. you finally close your eyes. The missus woke you up trying to get her ready for school. The little missus woke you up at 7:30. You're off the regular month. You're so tired trying to get back into the seat again. I need to put a team together for the 24. I haven't got one. Ronan Racing is working that weekend. So I need to start thinking about what we're doing about a team. Got a couple of announcements. Obviously, the Sensed Haptic thing, I need to put a video out saying I'm an affiliate of Sensed Haptics now. I've put it in the useful links in my Discord. You're not dying. That sucks. Yeah, let's see if we can put a team together for the 24. More little teams Ed, AG26, good to see you. Gloves are on. Right. How does this work? What are we doing? Let me know how the audio is. I noticed over the weekend that my voice was coming in and going out. I need to fix some of that. I need to put a compressor on it, but I don't know what I'm doing with a compressor. So if Ollie's around, I'll ask Ollie. But hopefully you can hear me okay. Hopefully the microphone's in a decent enough place. Yeah. Spa. Yes. Spa 24. Yes. Looking to do Spa 24. Sound is good for now. Thank you very much. Sound is good for now. Okay, we can live with good for now.
Pit lane speed limit is 50 kilometers per hour.
We didn't have, there was at one point in the middle of the night, we didn't have any sound for the cars, which was a little bit worrying. But we have now. Hey, Ryan. You got a new monitor yesterday. Well, that's good to hear, Ryan. Glad to hear that. Hey, Justin.
Hello.
Good morning. How you doing? Did you get up at god awful time to watch the football match? I can hear you. You hear me? He was there.
Yeah, sorry, just walking.
Ryan, there's an affiliate link for Race Anywhere in my Discord. I am streaming, yeah. There's an affiliate link in my Discord for Race Anywhere. They do pro sim rig freestanding monitor stands. UK based. Get one out to you as soon as possible. Nice big long legs so they don't tip over.
I recommend going straight to a triple one.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He's dropped his monitors. Oh, why did you leave, Ryan? Feedback is always good. Tell me why you left. I won't take offense. Did you watch the footy, Ollie? Hey, Kenny, hope you're up.
I didn't watch it. I was painting and the missus was watching.
Ah.
It's actually kind of backwards, really, in the whole scheme of things.
My wife wanted to stay up and watch it, but when it was delayed an hour, she's like, I'm going to bed. Well, you don't have to use iRacing to be part of the Discord, Ryan. Good community in there for help and stuff. And Ollie's in there.
That may be a reason not to join.
That could be a reason. Maybe that's why I'm losing people. That is the reason, isn't it? Morning, Big Wolf.
Probably is the reason.
I need you to help me with compression on this because I'm getting a notice on my feed last night when I watched back a little bit of the video from the 6-hour race. The new position of the microphone is causing booming and popping, you know what I mean? It's like not popping, but fading in and fading out. I believe compression will solve that, but I don't know enough about it. Lower the gate. My worry with lowering the gate is if I lower it any more, you'll start to hear fans and stuff. Actually not that close to me, believe it or not. It's more than a fist away.
The leader has just done a 202.36.
Your lady marshal at
That's 25th.
oh, sorry, I thought it was.
That's right. No, it's 25th. Foxy, thanks for following. I do appreciate it.
3.8 seconds off the
I'm
pace.
saying to my missus about it. I was like,
You should get into Martian, yeah. When they gave her pass or whatever she got, badge, she was like, I get free access to Silverstone now. I was like, I can't remember the last time I paid to go into Silverstone, so. Work in
wonder
motorsports.
how much
You
the
usually know
apartments
somebody. I know how much the apartments cost. Forget it.
8th place.
To buy or to rent?
you'd never buy, would you? You'd just
No,
you'd rent.
they're over £1 million to buy.
On your left. Clear left.
You can get apartments on off days for about £300 a night.
It's not bad.
No.
If you're rich.
Yeah.
God, you stay at Silverstone for 2 weeks. It's an all-inclusive holiday. 2
Yeah.
weeks for 2 days. It's a 2
Even
week
if you own the
all-inclusive.
apartment, you can't stay at it. You know that?
What?
Yeah. It's exactly the same as a lot of circuits that have residents on them. You can't permanently stay in them. There's only so many days a year that you can stay. Big Wolf, I've just spent 20 years around the industry, that's all.
I'd end up sleeping with a laser pointer. Anyone that woke me
The
up.
guy ahead has just done a 206.
Yeah.
Going off
Too
track.
late.
I don't think I know everyone in racing, but I know enough people to get myself in trouble, Big Wolf.
Charlie 0481 says morning.
Good morning, Charlie. This is Bathurst, Mount Panorama in New South Wales, about 3 hours from Sydney.
Sector 2 is 3.2 seconds off the pace.
I'm good. I'm a little tired, but I'm good. Morning, Steve-O. Good to have you here, my friend.
I had every intention of doing a race last week. I didn't even do one.
Thank you very much.
You signed up for the weekend.
What, for Spa?
Yeah.
Not yet, no.
You want to be?
10th position.
Yeah, can be.
Sector 3 is
Depends what we're doing.
0.43 off the pace.
GT3. Somebody
Yeah.
said when you're racing at Spa next weekend, I was like, a GT3? They're like, yeah, smart
No.
one. Which one?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Depends what you're doing.
Probably go with this in America. I think this is going to be under par, to be fair.
It's either looking like the Mustang or the Ferrari is what you go with.
Yeah, well, I've got the Ferrari. I'm not keen on the Mustang. I could do the Ferrari. Not keen on the Mustang. It's a bit death by boredom.
Sector 1 is 0.8 off the pace.
It's like the BMW. It just doesn't sound or feel fast.
The
I
guy
mean,
ahead's lap time is 206.
I'm not saying it
Mercedes
isn't,
is
but
the
it's just
only
like
GT3 I don't have at the minute.
do a painting for somebody else soon, have it.
It's coming.
Yeah, I was just going to say. We're out of fuel, boys. Morning, Mr. Tune Instructor. Hope you well. It's an hour from you at the moment. Bathurst. Oh, cool.
Got damage.
No, that's not a Moses steering wheel. That's a Simicube 2 Pro. And then this is a Gomez Sim Industries GXL V2. You want to have a look at it? There you go. I thought it was 3 hours from Sydney. I was reliably informed it was 3 hours from Sydney. Maybe you're just driving slow. Mr. John Hindhoff told me it was 3 hours from Sydney. He's not the fastest driver in the world. Doing all right, a bit tired. Somebody asked me how did I do in a 6 hour. We were in top split. We qualified P6 out of 11. We were in the Porsche Cup car. I think the strength of field was 3,000 for our class. I put in what I thought was a pretty rapid first lap at 8:01. Then my perceptions of pretty rapid was reset when the guy who took pole put in 7:57. So I then put my head down and put a 7:57 in, and he responded by putting in a 7:48. Now, I like to think I know Nürburgring. I have no idea where 10 seconds are. I have no idea where 10 seconds are. I know I'm not the fastest. I know I'm not the fastest around the Grand Prix circuit, but yeah, 7:48. 7:48 in a cup car. Who's the expert here? The truck driver talking to you right now, or somebody else? Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Big Wolf. I'm just telling you where I heard it was 3 hours. That's all. Yeah, 7:48. So I qualified 6th out of 11th. We got up to P2 at the peak of it, and we were looking like we were going to be between P2 and P3. They had less drivers than us. Some of them were running single drivers. We were running 2 drivers. And we were in P3 chasing down
Checker
P2
flags out. 14th.
with about a half hour to go. And they were about 20 seconds off us, and we were gaining on them. They were doing 811s. We were doing between 805s and 808s. So we were gaining on them. And I had a Cayman come down into Flansgarten 4 laps out. We'd just done a splash and dash. We put 47 litres in the tank, ready to go. And he was a little bit hesitant coming into Flansgarten. He couldn't make a decision whether he was going left or right. So I slammed on the brakes. We came over the top of Flansgarten 2 into Stefan Bellafes's. He went to the right and gave me enough room to take the left. I took the left. I bumped the left curb. Got airborne. Landed very badly. Nose went left. Back end went right. Smashed off the Armco. Tore the front wheel. And ended up limping back to the track. Back to the pits. We fortunately enough had a quick repair in stock. So we took the quick repair, but we ended up 15 seconds behind what was now P3. So P4 had caught up and overtaken us. And we chased them down and finished P4 in class, 8 seconds off P3, all because I didn't wait.
Is that wet clay out or VLN?
That was VLN. Yeah, that was 6 hours of VLN.
What? Joey was doing 753s. How the hell were you doing 47s in the cup? What?
Yeah. 48s. 48s.
748 is
I
in the
saw
cup
them.
car.
I saw them park up in a disc type device that landed from the sky before they got into their cup car. So I can only presume it was aliens.
Okay, Billy, we've got 2 laps to set a decent time.
7:48.
That's 5 seconds than Joey, quicker than Joey in the GT3.
Yeah. EC's long distance motorsport, wasn't it? Yeah.
The track temperature's fallen.
Sorry, that
It's
is
now
literally
19
not computed
Celsius.
in my head.
I get it. But we were doing 805s with a tank of fuel in race without drafting. Just finished 2 hours of PCC. How'd that go? The cup car is fast though.
I'll have to ask him if he was driving in the wet.
Yeah, this was a
Then that would
this was
explain
a dry track, but it had puddles. If you follow me, it had 1 or 2 puddles on it. But yeah, 7:48 was pole.
Yeah, I think it's in the wet track.
The split that Simunaut watched, the cup cars were halfway through to GT3s in the wet by the end of the first lap. That sounds about right. P2, well done, Sabatad. So we were looking at about 90 iRACING, but obviously dropping back and the X's that I had for the impact meant that 6 hours got me 29 iRACING.
Sabadaddy 13 says, of course, there was one of the 242 aliens in my
Wow.
script.
working on a Mustang today, painting that.
Just can't get excited by them.
I'm not excited by them. It's work.
No, I get it.
Mustang and V2.
Yeah, we'll host
Exactly.
a we'll host a
Says,
spa
I might
practice,
be
Mr.
wrong,
Rush.
but I feel like 244S in the GR at Spa is fast.
Yeah, that's fast enough. Yeah. Are you in Garage 61, Sabadad?
2.54.
You can compare times with the BillyOirish squad in Garage 61. Just join it in the link in my Discord. You always crash on the way downhill. No, I typically host on a Wednesday and Thursday.
1.2 seconds off the pace.
So we do Ask Me Anything on a Wednesday morning, and then we do Come Race With Me on Wednesday afternoon, and then we do Free Car, Free Track on Thursday night.
Sector 1 time's okay.
Yeah, I love driving Bathurst and everything. But it's right down on the list of tracks for me to get.
Really?
Because, yeah, just because of hosted
Sector 2,
races
2
and
tenths off the pace.
safety rating. If people done more, what do I mean? Ranked races. If people hadn't host races on it, I might find.
Go two? No?
P14. That puts you 1.1 off the leader's pace.
Oh, it is so difficult. It is difficult, but it's so satisfying. I did 12 hours here earlier on the year, and we went from P46 to P16 in the first hour, and all we were doing was carving. Right, let's get a setup in. I'll just step away for a second. Hang on a second. My setups. Coach Dave Academy. Line close. Two seconds.
That's the end of the session. 15th place.
That wheel is about £1,200 all in.
That's-
The wheel itself, GXL V2, about £1,200. Let me just put my headphones on. I need a swig of tea. I need a swig of tea before we start because I don't know when I'm going to get another swig of tea. Let's just put that there. Putting the mic here does restrict my hand movement, but
They got to be at least 5x in 6x in profit on that.
I don't know because one, they're made in America, they're made in Texas, and two, they're handmade in Texas.
30 seconds.
So I'd say cost of production is actually quite high. And they're pretty good components. The CNC back with a carbon fiber front are pretty good rotaries. And then they're like I know Caesar and his wife, they're handmade in
Record pit timings. The fuel
Austin.
estimates are not going to be great. All right, Billy, it's a strong field, but we're expecting you to finish in the top 18.
Oh great. So we're P15, top split. He's hoping to finish in the top 18. I absolutely love my crew chief's enthusiasm.
This is a rolling start. We need to follow car number 9.
Like, don't feel afraid to lie to me.
Depends how they're making it. You might be paying for tooling.
Safety car speed
Yeah,
is 84
like I say,
kilometers per hour.
I'm speaking out of turn by saying I know, but I don't know. But I expect it's low batches that they're
Catch up
producing
to
as well.
car number 9.
They've got they're ex-marketing people, and they've got a very big brand approach to their marketing. But I think their actual production and manufacturing is quite small. So they come across very like Apple in their, branding strategies and whatnot, but give you the big corporate feel because they're both like Caesar used to run a marketing company.
Have you not
Right,
heard
turn
of
one
my
chaos.
new,
Here we go.
Racing name,
Car right.
Say again, my friend.
Julius.
Hold your
Have you
line.
not heard of my new racing name,
No.
Still there.
Julius Caesar?
Haha.
Still there. Hold your line. Hold your line. Hold your line. Still there. Clear right, on your right. Clear right, car right.
There's an incident at Griffin's Bend. Looks like it's RTO off.
Clear right.
Okay, Billy, decent start. We can build something from here.
We ultimately finished P4. I crashed 4 laps before the end. My fault, my mistake.
There's an incident in Philip Park. You think it might be Benjamin?
Right side. Hold your line. Clear right.
I was thinking of my next upgrade being a 3D printer instead of
Incident in Dipper. It looks like
what's it called?
Right side.
Triples.
Clear right.
Well, that's me dead.
there's damage.
We are literally stuck in the wall.
There's an incident in turn 17. It looks like it's Paul.
Oh wow, you are literally in the tyre barrier. I'm not letting you go.
No. We dodged that as well, and then got punted by. I'll show you now. So the Ferraris hit each other. We went down the inside of them, and then the second Ferrari came across. Whacked me into the tires. Thanks for the follow. Do appreciate it. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Let's go back and have a look at the opener of the lap.
Following. I am Monzo Marks. Thanks for following.
Max Alfonso, thanks very much for following. I do appreciate it. You can use full stop before your text. I will do text to speech. The Discord channel as well. Feel free to dive into the Discord channel. Link is in the bio, or you can go to my website, BillyOirish.com. Keith, thanks for following. I do appreciate it. Managed to avoid a couple of accidents. Thanks for liking the Ryan. Thanks for liking the live, Ryan.
Big Wolf 69 says hi, Billy Irish.
Hey, Big Wolf. Sammy XP, how's it going? Hope you're well. What was that Sammy by speed? You had fun watching my 6-hour race. Thanks for that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we managed to dodge a couple of accidents here. Unfortunately, the last one that we had to dodge, we weren't so fortunate with. We just got planted. What do you see? Down into the dipper. Ferrari hits the wall. Just wedges me. Let's see what the repairs look like. 3 minutes optionals. Do we take them? Do we take them? Do we take
The leader
optionals?
has just done a 202.95.
We should have taken optionals.
Black flag will need to pit to serve this penalty.
We're out of this race anyway. I just wanted to see what the optionals. This is the issue I have with optionals. How is your wheels being straight optional?
You've got 3 laps to serve this penalty.
How does that work? Yeah, doesn't look that bad actually. Breakdown of the car state before making a decision would be really nice. Yeah, that's a good idea actually.
Just advanced tow techniques.
Advanced tow techniques. I think they should say, I don't understand how your steering column is an optional.
Big Wolf 69 says, why are you in the pits?
I'll show you exactly why we're in the pits now. Hang on a second.
These are what our oval cars were like when we used to
We
build
are
them for
in the
college.
pits because of this. That's why we're in the pits. And then we couldn't get out. It literally would not let us out. Naz, this is iRacing for PC.
That's a new fastest lap for Hyro, 202.60.
So this has become a...
Big Wolf 69 says you drove into a wall, haha.
I didn't quite drive into a wall as opposed to I got pushed into a wall. I'll show you it again from a different angle. You'll see I got pushed into the wall. So the Ferrari made contact with me. This Ferrari here made contact with me and pushed me into that wall.
Big Wolf 69 says I am messing with you.
Ah, okay. Sorry. Yeah, so he...
I'd say you kind of drove into him.
Would you?
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Well, he was
I'm
turning...
devil's advocate, though.
He was turning to the left. So I came down the inside. And he's closing the gap. Hit me into the wall. Bear in mind, he had damage before I came down the hill.
Big Wolf 69 says you drove into him, not him into you.
You think I drove into him?
Yeah.
Really?
Like you see it unfolding in front of you, the two flames and that.
Friend, and thanks for
Which is
following.
why I made the
And-
evasive move to the left.
Down the hill, though, just hold back. If there's something in front of you,
I,
just
I,
hold.
I did hold back. We held back from a previous accident down the hill. So coming down here, just slow it all down. Hey, Almeida, thanks very much for the raid. I do appreciate it. I hope you're well.
Yeah, I would have solely put the blame on him on that one.
Would you not?
Uh.
Oh.
Like, I'd put, if I was a steward, I'd put it as a racing incident.
Oh, I don't think you ran me off the road deliberately. I definitely agree it was a
Russell is
racing
now
incident. But
on
like, where am I
line
supposed to
race.
go? He's coming across. You can see it on the screen. He's coming across into me. So where would you go? Well, I can't stop the vehicle. I'm on the brakes. You can see I'm on the brakes from the rear view. Let's just pull the rear round. Like before even looking back, I know I'm on the brakes.
Yeah.
I'm on the brakes. So where am I going to go? So I try and avoid the accident by going down the inside, and he's closing off the line. And then makes contact with me, pushes me into the wall.
Big Wolf 69 says brake, 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 and go right.
Well, if I went brake, brake, and go right, I go into him.
He definitely just was not expecting you to even be there.
No, I wholeheartedly agree with that.
Probably didn't even see you coming.
I agree with that as well. He was trying to get off the racing line. He was doing exactly the right thing. But it was his contact that put me in the wall. As opposed to me driving into the wall, if that makes sense. I would disagree I drove into the wall. I would agree it's a racing incident. I would agree he didn't see me. I would agree that he was doing the best thing by trying to get it off the line. But I don't know what else I could have done. Already braking, low
Different at
contact
race
point.
speed as well.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Big Wolf
like
69
to watch it
says,
at race
okay,
speed.
okay, the wall hit you first.
The wall hit me first. Like the here, look, we'll put it back to race speed. What you do? Too many fingers trying to squeeze into one pie. Sounds like it.
Fastest lap for RTR,
Yeah.
202.09.
Hey, Owen, how's it going? Let's go do some laps.
I need to watch on Twitch because it's so delayed.
Pit exit's clear. Incident in right elbow. We think it might be Rossett. Okay, Billy, the next car is Olivier, and their rating is 3.0. The gap to P22 ahead is increasing. It's now 9.1.
You want to steer there? You Did you boys screw the steering rack in properly?
I've seen the open source active pedals now have finally got to a point that they're arguably better than Moses active pedal. I'd say very close to SimiCubes.
I wonder
And they
what
can
the
flip
sales
out.
of Moses Active Pedals is like. I'd love
Not
to see
that
numbers. No.
There's still too much money.
23rd place.
Even the open source ones cost about £300
All right,
a
Billy,
month.
your refuel window will open on
Or
lap
$300,
5.
sorry.
We'll close on lap 16. We have no recorded pit timings. This is the fuel estimates.
But you can buy a 3D printer and make a active pedal for cheaper than a Moses.
Wow.
So it's kind of like a no-brainer now.
I know with the SimiCube stuff, that will be software as the cost. You know what I mean? They're engineering. They're over-engineered. They're engineered to a 5-year warranty. And it'll be software development that's pushing the costs up. Plus, they tend to go over-spec on their components.
Olivia, ahead is
And
now
they are in a
1.6
very
seconds.
expensive employment country, right?
I've already got a 3D printer, Murphy. I just want a better one. I used to design and manufacture for a sim manufacturer.
The pit window is now open. A few seconds behind RTR.
I think the customer of SimiCube is very different from the customer of Mozart.
Olivia, in front is pitting. Olivia, ahead is pitting.
You know your previous employer's customers aren't the type to sit there and worry about 3D printing something.
No.
For the most part, right? High net worth individuals who just want something done. I spoke to somebody last night who was like, I want a sim for my boy, but I don't think I want a PC. I want to get him into racing. And I was like, okay. Why isn't he going karting? And he's like, well, I've spoken to a couple of teams, Fortech being one of them, and they were recruiting from sim now rather than recruiting from karting. And he's like, I want to put him into a team like that.
The guy in front is Rossett. Their rating is
I was like, okay, I can
2.8.
help you build a sim. And he's like, well, I was just thinking about an Xbox or a PC or a PlayStation, because I don't have to do the forever upgrading it in software updates. And I'm like, you'll still have to do that with a PlayStation and an Xbox. It might be a little bit simpler, but it can be just as long depending on how often because his rig, he complains that, every time he sits down to it, he seems to be doing a big update. I'm like, that's because you're not sitting down to it on a weekly basis or a monthly basis or a quarterly basis, you know what I mean?
He just wants to pay for a turnkey and
Yeah.
have them deal with back end.
I'm thinking I could be that turnkey, to be honest with you.
Do it.
But I was saying to him, like, right, don't think just because you bought a PlayStation it doesn't need updates, right? You know that, and I know that.
Yeah.
Don't think just because you bought Forza or, you know, Gran Turismo or something that it won't have a 20 gig update.
This is very actually intriguing, interesting. It's only an
Red
idea.
yellow flag. Watch for debris on the track.
You want to talk
But
about it
I
off air
do-
or?
No, I don't mind on there.
Okay.
I won't talk numbers. But well, my nephew does have a full cart, fully built up and everything, that could be turned into a simulator.
There's a company around the corner from me who make karting simulators.
Oh,
New fastest lap for Davis, 2:02.07.
but yeah, this has just been hung on
Yeah.
the garage wall for ages, and yeah.
$2.5 grand now will get you a karting simulator.
It's not bad. No, it's not bad. 'Cause a cart will cost you at least $1 grand,
Yeah.
even for an old one. Karting sims are actually pretty hard though.
Yeah, to go,
I
and I
can't
was
remember
quite intrigued by it. It was quite entertaining, if I'm honest with you.
I can't remember what engine it was. I was like recently, but it was a Pacific one made for.
Yeah, that's the crowd at
karting.
Silverstone who make a karting sim. About 500 quid a year for it.
No chances here. Let's make sure we
Oh,
can
yeah,
take
it
them.
must be.
20 minutes remaining. You've got 20 minutes left.
They're like the
Yeah, it
iRacing
must
of
be
karting,
really hard.
apparently.
Yeah. Like trying to keep up with the speed
Yeah,
of it actually on the tiny tracks,
Yeah.
because they're all the proper little karting tracks.
yeah. I
And
really
I was
enjoyed
like,
it.
Okay, this is actually pretty hard.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Expecting to go on in it and be like,
Yeah, rag it.
ready
I was
to
like, no,
go.
this is.
Yeah. I think that's going to be a real market compared to the normal
Yeah.
sim manufacturing. To cut down that initial cost for getting the kids
Yeah.
through and everything. It's almost free in that aspect.
Yeah. But somebody was telling me, like, competitively in season in British karting's like 70 to 100 grand.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I've got a friend who's a karting mechanic, and he gets nearly £2 grand a week.
Yeah.
It's that's what you're paying just for your mechanic.
Red
Yeah.
yellow flag. There's debris out there.
And he's not exactly old either. He's someone I met when I was in college. He was quite a bit younger than me. Only a young snapper.
They're risky.
I couldn't believe it.
F1 made you mad.
Yeah,
F1
I'll have to
F1
agree
kind
with
of
that.
proved to me why F1 is so low in my opinion, to be honest with you. I was like, I had,
The fact,
and I need to apologize to Javier because I got quite animated by it, but I had quite an animated conversation with Javier in the middle of the night about Formula One, where he made a statement that Formula One is the pinnacle of motorsport, and that the Formula One drivers are a much higher pedigree than an LMP1 or hypercar driver. And I was like, I strongly disagree with that, considering the G-forces are very similar, was my statement, almost the same. And in actual fact, there are different qualities, you know, from an endurance point of view, driving in the rain, driving at night, you know, driving for 2-3 hours straight, as opposed to 90 minutes. The physicality is the same, you know what I mean? But yeah, my distaste for F1 is there's 351 people driving a Mercedes because there's 350 people sitting in Brackley at the weekend telling the driver that he has a puncture. You know, I was like, F1 is driven by committee, raced by committee. I can't remember who it was that apparently had a puncture at the weekend, and he was like, "But the car's fine." And they were like, "You need to come in, you've had a puncture." Now, I understand the dangers, I understand the risks, but most other race series, they find out when the puncture arrives. Or when the onboard sensor says you've got a puncture, as opposed to 350 people in a darkened room in Northamptonshire, Oxfordshire.
Okay, Billy, 15 minutes left. That's 15 minutes.
Damn it!
You cut the track. Keep it nice and tight.
Yes, I did, Jim.
5 incident points.
Cars in iRacing are typically $15 Eclipse, but you need to look at it as you buy what you need. Thanks, Ray. Thanks, sweet. So my advice with iRacing is buy 1 or 2 years up front. Do nothing for 12 weeks. Don't buy anything for 12 weeks and get out of rookie. Learn your craft. Even if you've promoted up beyond rookie, do a season. Learn your craft and then decide what championships do you want to race. And then I would say race 1 car for a season. I don't think you need all the GT3 cars.
That's half distance. We think about 7.
If you went into motorsport and spent 600,000 euros plus VAT on a GT3R and another 300,000 spares, and probably more, 600,000 on building a team out, £1 million building a team out, you wouldn't following week suddenly get in a Ferrari 296 and €1,050,000 plus VAT. So I'd say buy your car, do the season with it. Yeah, it was a very unlucky bounce during the 6 hour, but it was my fault. Thanks, Bongo.
20-second race.
I was very angry at myself for doing it. I should have just waited. It was a good result for top split. You know something? I'm going to tell you something, Eclipse. Most people come back to race the Miata, even though they've done GT3. You'll learn so much in a Mazda. You'll learn so much about racing. If you can drive a Mazda fast, you'll be insanely quick in a GT3. Sorry, you're going to say something?
No, I was just going to say, I think engineering-wise, within, like, if you look at LMDG
joining in front.
Yeah.
classification versus F1,
Wait for the chances to come.
I think
P21. That's your quickest lap in this session.
encapsulated as a whole, I think F1's slightly ahead, but the endurance series is good because it allows teams that F1 doesn't allow in, so that helps on the engineering side.
So when you say ahead, in what respect?
Like design and manufacturing.
You think?
The same companies, but I thought, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but this is just from what I've picked up on everything you watched and that. But I thought more gets transferred over from F1 into the endurance than endurance to F1.
What do you think gets transferred from F1 to endurance?
Oscar has been
Design
disqualified.
methods and engine-wise.
Nothing. Nothing.
How would it be nothing?
Zero.
But if F1's the leading edge,
Okay, Billy. 10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes
in
left.
your literal design philosophies on how you're generating your designs and making your parts, that then transfer over into everything, not just endurance.
So do you believe that... sorry, just let me answer Clip's website. I would strongly recommend you do not use Steam.
Pretty consistent.
You will have consistent problems using Steam. We are 1 point... we're well off. We're down on laps because of a crash swing from the car in front. There's a link in there's useful links in my Discord at Clips. That will get you the same discounts as if you went direct, but it will support the channel in the fact that I host a free track on a Thursday night, and they'll put a couple of dollars in the kitty for me to pay for that hosting. So if you use that link, you're supporting the channel. You don't have to, you can go direct, but my advice would be is don't buy it on the monthly, buy it annual. It's far cheaper.
Sabadaddy13 says, but we're talking about drivers alone. GT drivers are way better than F1 drivers.
Drivers alone, I'd agree, but I'm interested in Ollie's opinion on what gets transferred over. How much Formula One technology do you think is transferred into other markets like production or racing?
All trickles down everything to even to a consumer level.
Nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nothing has come from F1. Name one technology that's come from F1. As opposed to one technology that's been marketed by F1. That's the difference. Our perception is that Formula One technology trickles down into car production, or trickles down into GT3, or trickles down into... It's a marketing ploy.
Eclipse
Nothing.
Motorsports says paddle shifter from F1.
Paddle shifter came from the gearbox manufacturers rather than the Formula One technology. Borg Warner and ZF came up with the paddle shift.
Okay, Billy, you've got about 4 laps of fuel left. That was a
First DSG box was in a Le Mans car.
Eclipse Motorsports says, where is our Discord so I join it?
Go to BillyOirish.com or go to my bio and click on the links there. But if you go to BillyOirish.com, you'll get the website. And if you go to the website, scroll down, there's a Discord link underneath the ugly picture of me. This is where marketing starts to take place. Because typically the manufacturers behind the components that produce it for Formula 1 or for Le Mans or for GT3 are proposing products to be implemented into a race series. So Continental, Brembo, Borg Warner, ZF, Gibson engines. But we see it on a brand.
Sabadaddy13 says, what about the curse systems?
The curse systems were developed by, was it Cosworth developed Curse and put it in a prototype GT3 initially.
No, but it's F1 that makes it popular.
Yes. F1's the marketing platform.
Starting to drizzle.
Like, the
3 laps of fuel remaining.
using the
That lap
EDM
was
Where the rain come from?
and a lot of manufacturing for your parts, using a lot of your generative design of your engines.
Yeah, predominantly. I wasn't expecting
A
rain.
lot of that stuff, do you know what I mean? Where
21st,
it's,
closing the gap.
yes,
It's
that
now
technology
19 seconds.
manufacturing-wise exists, but then they're the ones who push it and apply it.
But they generally don't market it back out again because their carbon
5
is
minutes
internal.
remaining, 5 minutes left.
Their technology is internal and localized or standardized by a race organization. So, for example, touring cars is all the same car underneath, right? Touring car teams rent their engines. They don't own their engines. They rent them. You know, Gibson cars,
Left side.
LMP2 use Gibson engines. They're all the same engine underneath. So it's Gibson who goes to the FIA and gets the engine approved and standardized. It's the same with I can't remember who makes the touring car engines, but they're all the same. It's all Penske shocks. There's no other. All the teams use Penske shocks. They all use the same effective rolling chassis. It's a list of nominated suppliers. So
Yeah, but
not just
that-
Formula 1, but when
that-
we talk about technology coming through, it's not from teams. Swindon engines,
yeah, but
thanks, sir.
that's what's feeding. If that wasn't there, it's not going to be feeding that industry.
But F1 is such a small part of that massive industry that nothing comes from F1. Ferrari don't suddenly go, oh, let's go paddle ships. Let's build a gearbox. Because ultimately, Ferrari don't build up a gearbox for, mass production.
Surface flags out.
They'll go out to Cosworth and say, or they'll go out to Borg Warner or Ricardo.
Eclipse Motorsports says, I still can't join her Discord. I put in BillyOirish Racing.
So if you go to BillyOirish Racing on BillyOirishRacing.com, no, BillyOirish.com, sorry, go to
2 more
BillyOirish.com.
laps of fuel.
Website, BillyOirish.com. Scroll down, we'll show you after this race Eclipse. But the marketing engine is F1, right? That's what F1 is. Why did Audi go diesel in Le Mans? Remember Audi went diesel?
Wasn't it just because it was more efficient
Track
over the
temperature's
long run with
decreasing.
their
It's now
hybrid?
70
Is that the
Celsius.
one I'm thinking of?
No, they didn't have a hybrid at the time. It was purely diesel. The reason
Was
they
it-
went diesel was the
There's a
ACO.
little three-pot one, I thought.
No,
Yeah.
V12. The ACO banned the change of transfer of gearbox cases being exchanged on the LMP08s, they could change a whole gearbox in something like 4 minutes. It took 6 bolts, and the whole back gearbox came off. So they were changing gearboxes in the middle of the race. They patented the valve technique to change the gearbox. And
Just 2 minutes
Peugeot
left,
hadn't
2
got a
minutes
system.
to go.
Now, there is some opinion about Peugeot not having a system and the ACO and the politic of that. I'll leave that aside. But when the ACO changed the rules to say that you can't change the gearbox housing, but you can change the gearbox gears,
It really bothers me the way you say Peugeot. Sorry.
how it's pronounced.
Through surface flag, be careful.
It's how it's pronounced around the world outside of England, believe it or not.
I know, but it still bothers me.
Okay. You can patent a device in iRacing, yeah, because in racing, of course you can patent a device.
We think we're out of fuel. Next lap.
You can patent a device in racing because it's not patented for the racing, it's patented as a technology. So when they banned the changing of gearboxes, they went to diesel to minimize the number of gear changes. They could use the torque and not use. They could basically cut a third of the gear changes out of an endurance race.
Skyline. It looks like Ross said.
I think F1's definitely led the race in aerodynamics though in motorsport.
There's nothing more aerodynamic than an F1 car, I'd agree. But I don't think any of that flows down to other cars.
I'd say a lot of your modern supercars and hypercars lend most of their carbon fibre work to F1.
Yeah, the other way around, going up, not down. But the carbon fibre, so plastic carbon composite, came out of manufacturing before it went into Formula One. I think Siminote, I'd say Can-Am was probably the first ones to start putting aero on. Chapman obviously put ground effect into Formula One, but I would say that the aerodynamics came out of aviation and other motorsports before it went to F1.
Yeah, ground effects not F1, but
Was banned.
Looks like it stopped raining.
there's certain
I'm
techniques.
going to make this lap we didn't feel.
One more to go.
But yeah, the common perception is, oh, that technology comes from F1. When in actual fact,
But
that technology was around before F1.
2 litres
But
left.
the marketing that you're disliking is helping the majority of like the general population hear about that technology
Yes.
and get
Davis
into it.
has won.
As of where endurance is hardly anyone's into it really compared to F1, and the way that F1's marketed as well compared to endurance.
Because F1's a marketing machine, not a racing series. We follow it.
1 litre remaining.
It's quite ironic, actually, because the man who brought sponsorship to F1 died last week. He was my friend's dad. And he was the first person to have third-party
Eclipse Motorsports
sponsors.
says I followed you on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch and joined your Discord.
Oh, thanks very much, Eclipse. Appreciate it. Can we roll it back home, do you reckon? We've got 3 minutes to the next race. Let's retire. Yeah, Guy Edwards was the first person to bring sponsorship into Formula One. He died last week
Eclipse
at 83
Motorsports
or
says
84.
is that the Porsche 992?
Yeah, this is GT3R. but I can't think of one technology. I can't think of one technology that has come from Formula One that's rolled into production that wasn't in production already.
Eclipse Motorsports says, what gear are you using?
When you say gear, what do you mean?
It is with a doubt with the way McLaren manufactures their carbon fiber,
Yeah,
with their press and claves,
yeah.
they're the ones that come up with that. There's no dispute in that.
Do they use their own autoclaves?
They, the way they do it is really interesting. It's,
Yeah.
do you remember the old trouser presses you used to get in hotels?
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
everything?
yeah.
Right. So if you imagine them, but that's your actual your molding,
Yeah,
but it's a clave within itself.
yeah, gotcha.
So it presses the part and vacuums it
Yeah.
and heats it all in the same instance. That's particular to McLaren.
Because a lot of them used to use a place in Luton. A lot of them used to use a place in Luton. The claves are actually in Luton rather than Woking or Northamptonshire or Milton Keynes. Now maybe they brought it in house. There's a video on TikTok, a clips of my rig. But ultimately it's a SimiCube 2 Pro, a couple of wheels, GSI and cube controls. I recommend Pro Sim Rig rigs. This is an old SimLab rig. And then I'm running a 3090 with a 5900, and my pedals I use SimLab and I use Huizenfeld as well. Huizenfeld Sprints. My specialized subject matter would definitely be motorsport. I know nothing compared to some of the guys who've been in motorsport 25, 30 years. Hey, Swampy, thanks for following. And I'm not disagreeing with you, Ollie. You're right. They all have their own unique way of doing things. I think what they do is they tend to keep that then in house, rather than saying, "Hey, here's a great." Because you got to remember, McLaren Formula One is completely different industry, car company to McLaren Automotive. You know, and ultimately, I would wonder what pressing techniques go from Formula One into that production. Ferrari Motorsport is a completely different organization to Ferrari Automobili. And again, you know, what in regards to mechanicals, you know, like I've mentioned before, Audi was running a GPS module in their Le Mans cars some years ago, and the ACO found that they were running it and thought that they were running their own timing devices. It turned out that somebody had come up with an idea that if you put GPS on the headlights, they had like super accurate 10 hertz GPS to the headlights. So the vehicle knew where the car was on the track, and then would move the headlights independent of the driver to indicate where the next corner was, and would adjust the brightness of the LEDs on the R15s and the R18s for distance, and then would also know where the signage was on the road, so you didn't get flashback off the signage because the LEDs were so bright. So the ACO banned third party or non-ACO installed GPS headlights. Now that technique didn't come from Audi, that came from the headlight manufacturer. Audi decided to use it. You know, that would be a component manufacturer rather than Audi sitting down and doing that.
Eclipse Motorsports says you should upgrade ER monitors.
Yeah, there's a whole upgrade plan in place, Eclipse. But to be fair,
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Traction control.
Traction control.
I think that comes from F1.
I think that came from Mercedes. Google. Hey, Mr.
Yeah,
Vince.
Google.
I think traction control came from Mercedes along with ABS, which, although would have been a patent by Mercedes, probably would have been passed out to somebody like Continental or Brembo or one of the brake manufacturers. Morning, Mr. Vince. How are you? Google. Yeah, in regards to Eclipse, in regards to upgrading the monitors, there's nothing wrong with running 27s. From a pixel per inch ratio, it's quite good for 1440. 32s would mean the pixel per inch is lower. But I'd like to go triple 45s. Google says.
They were the early adopters.
Who? Mercedes?
Robert Bosch,
Bosch.
obviously German company,
Yeah.
1985. So Robert Bosch created it. F1 was the early adopters. While
Okay.
they did not invent the technology, they adopted it
Yeah.
in the
so-
early 1980s, 90s.
Okay, so
So
first
my
production.
next question is
First, just have a look first.
active suspension.
First production car with traction control was fine. Google that. Again, I don't know the answer. I'm curious. I'm
No,
not.
that doesn't count because that's ABS. That's not traction control.
No, traction control.
Let me ask it. Yeah, I know. I've got to reword the question.
Yeah. What's your dream setup, Cube? Good morning, by the way. We're having a conversation
Zip
about
ties and
how
Sai
much
says same
impact.
tech for EG Motocross engine division are closer to F1 engines than their supercar divisions.
I would agree with Zip ties.
Mercedes-Benz vehicles in 1986. So it was used in F1 before it was used in a road car.
When was it ratified for for Formula One? So the question is, when did Formula One first deploy traction control? Because I thought traction control came in 88, 89 with Benetton. We have no setup for this. Why do we not have an official setup? What are we thinking about setup for downforce on a GTE at Spa? Medium?
The track temperature's decreasing. It's now 24
Low.
Celsius.
Guys, got any advice on setup for the 488 GTE? Coach Dave doesn't have any setups. So are we talking medium setup or what? Medium downforce?
So all I'm getting is saying F1 first used traction control experimentally in the early 1980s before it was widely adopted in the early 1990s.
Zip
Banned it
ties
in
and Sai
94,
says Buick made the first in
and then back in
71.
2001.
Buick made the first traction control in 71? I don't think so.
It's not a true traction control. It's actually
It's
a
limited
mock
slip diff, was it?
ABS.
Oh, was it?
It's an ABS system that acts as a traction control. It's not traction control. There's more to it. It's almost like the cheetah system they had on the touring car BMW.
In 1989 to
series.
1993, traction control became increasingly common before being officially banned at the end of the 93 season.
Yeah, it's a band in 94.
So 89 was when it became increasingly common.
But they adopted it in the early 80s.
No, according to Google, and I'm looking at the F1 site as a reference.
Speak to Claude, not Google.
According to the F1 website, 1989 to 1993 was the first era of traction control. And that's from Formula1.com.
It being used in a race, maybe, but not them developing and using it.
The point I'm making is it was in production road cars in 86.
But they was developing and using it before that.
Okay, but
In
it was in
F1.
production road cars in 86. You can
Okay.
develop it, you can't. You can develop it, you can't race it. It was first raced in 89, according to Formula1.com. Hey, Bravingo. So, the point I'm making is Formula One didn't develop and pass it down. Bosch developed it, put it into a road car, and then Formula One adopted it. but markedly
Bosch
would have
created it, F1 refined it.
for F1.
How do you know it didn't come from the Mercedes F1 into their road car?
Mercedes didn't have an F1 program in 1986.
They're not?
Mercedes weren't. No,
Fair enough.
no. Mercedes had pulled out of. I believe Mercedes pulled out of F1. They pulled out of motorsport for the most part. They stayed to saloon car racing and DTM. When did, let's have a look. When did
The leader has just done a 2:13.56.
2010? When did they leave? When did Mercedes leave?
The leader has just done a 2:13.38.
The end of the F-150 side. Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't want to say because I hadn't checked it, but I believe that they left after the Le Mans accident at the end of 55. They pulled out of motorsport as a whole, mainly, and then they came back to DTM and they came back to saloon car racing first. But like I say, the market.
This one was created for F1.
Yeah,
Active suspension.
really?
Yes.
Magnatech and Magnaride?
Full active suspension was
Yeah.
created for F1
Really?
by Frank Durney, who's a British engineer,
Really?
and that was for Williams. Yep. Then it was adopted by Citroen, then by Mercedes.
No, hang on a second. Mercedes had active suspension in the 60s.
No, I'm talking about fully electronic adaptive suspension, not like free pneumatic suspension. Not active like that.
I thought that was a Bilstein patent. The concept was pioneered by Lotus in the 80s.
Yeah. And British engineer Frank Durney, who was attached to Williams.
Yeah, that's for Formula One though, but I think electromagnetic suspension was invented before that because it uses effectively a magnetech.
That's a new fastest lap for Imola, 2:12.87.
Yeah, hydraulic active suspensions.
Yeah.
Was in the 50s with Citroen. Electronic actuation of the hydraulic suspension.
Yeah.
Was Colin Chapman and Frank Durney in the 1980s.
Yeah, with Lotus.
Lotus, yeah.
Actually, Samuel Earnshaw was the one to discover that in 1839, if you charged a body and placed it in an electrostatic field, it could not levitate. So he probably came up with the first whack of it, but not for a vehicle, not for a road passenger vehicle.
Yeah, so Colin developed it in the early 80s, and then Lotus fitted it in 85.
Yeah.
Then after that, it's 1990. It was Nissan with a full active suspension with their Q45. And then after that, it's the Mercedes-Benz CL C215 in '99. That's the timeline order of active suspensions. Then you move on to active wheels. I didn't even know about an active wheel.
no
What the
active
hell
wheels,
is this? What? Oh, I know that.
Yeah, I think Formula One active suspension is considerably different than what's used in production now. Because Delphi was the first, Delphi Corporation was the first people to bring it into production vehicles. And they were under General Motors.
We didn't record any pit timings. The fuel estimates
So
might not be reliable.
Delphi invented the
strength of
solution that
field
is
1700. Okay, Billy,
today's
pace
version
puts
of
us in the mid-pack
active
here.
suspension.
We're expecting you to finish in the top.
Because I think
15.
what the active
Okay,
suspension of
rolling
Formula One
start.
No,
cars didn't work.
because
Well, I'm looking on Wikipedia.
that's a self-leveling air suspension.
Safety
No,
car
it's
speed
not.
is 71 kilometers per hour.
No, it's electromagnetic active suspension, which is what active suspension works on today. Bilstein's active suspension, which are, I think Bilstein are the only company now to produce an active suspension in production road cars. They have many different names for it. But ultimately it's a magnetic fluid that is then regulated by electricity. So they can change the viscosity by using electrical current through the shock. Yeah. But I don't think Formula One worked on that principle. I've missed my start. So I was looking up Wikipedia.
What one did you say that was?
So that is what is known as Magna Ride or
Zip Ties and Sai says I would say 95% of F1 tech the concept is born from engineers for commercial, then refined.
correct. I'd agree with Zip Ties. That's my statement before you arrive, Zip Ties. It goes the other way. It goes up the chain, not down the chain.
Magna Ride was first used in 2002
Be
in
ready.
the Cadillac Seville.
Yeah, which, but it was developed in 2000 by Delphi. Yakuza, you sometimes aren't. Sometimes you're required to make pit stops.
But that's like 20 years after.
But the
Your exit's clear. Watch the white
But
line.
the,
There's an incident in Las Osos.
the
Looks like faster.
technology is a different technology. The technology didn't flow through to production cars.
Just settle down. Find your rhythm.
Far left. Clear left.
There's an incident in Lake Coon. We think it might be Warneck.
Left side. Clear left.
I was sticking to the pit speed limiter on the pit lane.
So,
Sorry, dude.
brakes
Okay,
one
the
was
next car
a
is
computer
faster. Their rating
control
is
hydraulic
3.0.
system.
So that's a you problem, not a me problem. I don't have to drive at your speed. I can drive at my speed. You have to go around me.
On your right, clear right.
Incident in. Who on? Looks like it's Flanagan.
I did drive to pit limiter speed.
There's an incident in Bethania. We think it might be Butler.
Okay. It was revving. I'm on stream, so it was revving off my pit limiter here. So sorry that you got held up, my friend.
The car ahead is Dennis, and their rating is 1.8.
Yeah, I was like, I'm on stream. You can see the pit limiter revving. Okay, JC, you've made your point. Crack on.
There's an incident in bus stop. It looks like Eric.
I'll be back in a minute.
Because I need to go around the corner. I don't have to drive the way you drive. I can drive the way I drive. It's called iRacing.
Philippa.
I can't get out of anywhere in the pit lane.
27.
Oh, cool, bonus.
All right, Billy. The next car is Butler, B license, and their
Hey, Jack.
rating is 0.6. There's an incident in La Source.
JC, the point I'm trying to make was I wasn't trying to hold you up or anything. I wasn't doing anything deliberate. I was just trying to get out of the pit lane at face speed. Sorry I held you up, dude. But you need to understand, in real racing, you have to be, if you're quicker, you have to be able to accommodate slower
gap
people.
is 4.8 seconds. Slippery
So,
surface
crack on,
flag.
be quicker. All the best. I just explained to you why. Doesn't need the answer. Doesn't need another answer. I wasn't. I was on the. I just told you I was on the pit limiter. Are you missing my comms? I was on the pit limiter. I'm on stream on the pit limiter. So I don't know why, dude. Sorry. Have a good race.
The leader has just done a 2:14.27. Okay, Billy, you're reeling. Butler in. The gap's now 0.8.
It's all Jack's fault.
On your left, clear left.
I blame capitalism.
There's an incident in bus stop. It looks like Butler. B24. Butler is entering the pits. He's in P25.
I'm running a
Being
baseline
close
setup. I
to
couldn't find a setup for the
exits.
car.
Butler behind is pitting. Incident in Leku. We think it might be Warnick. Car in front of us is Dennis. Their rating is 1.8. Slippery surface flag. Careful. Incident in no name. We think it might be Hockey.
You blame it on Spa not being the actual Spa. What's not the actual Spa? It's just it was just updated. This is just recently been updated. What's
The gap to
What's not
B25
Spa about
behind
it?
is now
I don't understand.
14 seconds. There's an incident in Bethania. It looks like David.
There's a tree
and
missing
Eric.
3 miles away. Hey, Master Samwise.
Okay, just cut the track.
Oh, like being a spa or
Incident
jacuzzi.
in La Source. Looks like it's Butler. The leader's just done a 2:14.00. Incident in Campus. Looks like it's Dennis. Yellow flag, keep your wits about you, mate.
Back end wants to come around. Is it me or is the back end of the Ferrari just want to snap out?
Reeling Dennis. The gap is now 1.1 seconds.
That'll be me then.
Slower than us through La Source.
Looks like different corners in the setup.
P23, our refueling window opens on lap 7, will end on lap 13.
I don't see any different
We have no
corners.
recorded pit timings. Don't expect reliable fuel estimates. There's an incident in Camel. Looks like
iRacing doesn't give you a tire choice. Where's the different corners?
They show the slippery surface.
Is
flag.
ACC doing the motorbike circuit? Because I know Spa. Like, I really know Spa. I used to work at Spa at least twice a year, so I know Spa. Corners don't look different.
The gap to P21 ahead is increasing. It's now 2.6.
5x5. I do think that ACC is prettier.
Keep it within the track limits.
No, I don't like to break an ACC either.
I would like ACE Evo graphics with R Factor 2 Pro physics
Combination
and
lot.
iRacing's online side of things. Literally mash them all together.
P22.
This back end just seems very lively. Can you just aero in the pits? I can't, can I? Can't make an aero change in the pit stop.
I think so.
You can change your rear wing.
Slippery surface flag.
This back end just...
The gap to 21st. Ahead is increasing. It's now 5.9.
No, this is definitely an
You
open
really
setup.
got to underdrive this car.
Just find the back end is just snapping out.
There's an incident in Who on? We think it might be David.
So you got to be smooth onto the brake, and instead of trailing off really quick, it's got to be a really slow, long. So you don't want to be pushing it hard into the corners.
213.63.
Almost like you're into your lift and coast territory.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it seems to be definitely improving it. They've definitely changed this because you used to be able to drive it far more aggressive. Thanks, Anto. Do appreciate it. Seems to be gripping up now.
Once your tyres are worn, you can start looking at TC2 as well.
It's your best lap in this session.
TC2.
Yeah.
Where do I adjust that in the black box? Yeah, found it.
Yeah.
Front and rear. There's two of them here. TC1 set to TC2. TC2 take down from 4.
Try to 3.
Well, real GT3 cars bottom out at Spa, believe it or not.
They're showing the red-yellow flag.
So I done some testing in the Euro NASCAR around Spa.
You and that Euro NASCAR.
That make a rouge.
Hey, Casper.
If you stick to the tarmac, it just about makes it. But if you take the racing line where you completely be over in the curve,
Looks like Butler.
yeah, it bottoms out and throws you literally to the left.
No way.
Yeah. You can make it clean up there, but you can't take the fast line.
You're struggling keeping the 16s. You're doing 16s around here in the GTE. Or in the GT3.
There's an incident here. Bus stop. Looks like it's bit.
So we're looking
we
at
have
two
debris.
12s. That's what we want to be aiming for.
What, in the GTE? Two
In the
12s?
Ferrari.
What?
Incident
Yeah.
La Source. I think it might be Warnick.
Two 12s?
That's your man Joey.
Okay, Billy. The next car is David, B license. Their rating is 0.8.
He's obviously not running baseline spec then.
Let's have a look and see. Oh, this is practice for endurance. There'll be more.
The 488 GTE.
Red yellow flag, there's debris on the track.
Ferrari 488 GTE.
Yeah, Joey went from a 2:14.4 down to a
Gaps now
2:12.8.
5.3. Fastest lap for Mora, 2:13.32.
Somebody's just done a 213. It's on the steering.
The stewards have warned us for cutting the track. Keep it between the white
Bet
lines.
they have.
That's half fuel. You've used half your fuel. You have 6 incident points. The gap behind is now 5.3.
I don't play LMU, Harrison. I think it'll be a long time coming for console. Like, at least a year. No, the GTE, Sean.
Mercy of gang.
Hey, Vasya. Hope you're well.
V20.
So the old Le Mans endurance cars. Hey, to instructor. This is the GTE sprint race.
Incident in Lacoon. We think it might be Eric and Gonzalez. Red and yellow flag for debris.
You see, you really need to lower your blood pressure, mate. Looks like a Ferrari 488 GTE from the back.
There's an incident in Stablo. It looks like it's Eric. Yellow flag. There's an incident in Befania. It looks like Flanagan. Okay, Billy, you're reeling. E19 in. The gap is 4.0.
It looks like that. Looks like that, Sean.
Incident in bus stop. Looks like it's Gonzalez. Yellow flag.
Without the damage.
Right side.
Okay.
Clear right.
The gap to E20 behind is increasing. It's now 0.30. P18.
212. Sean, this is iRacing. You don't pick a season. This is GTE.
The gap to P16 ahead is now 3.2. Red yellow flag. Don't double track.
Yeah, you're really gonna have to baby your tyres in the endurance.
There's an incident in La Source. We think it might be Dennis.
In the Ferrari or in the Porsche?
Everything. Spa's gonna be ridiculously hot.
This is iRacing, Sean.
I think that's what the boys were saying last night.
No, it's on PC, Sean. Hey, Phoenix.
You're reeling P16 in. The gap is now 1.6 seconds. Alright, Billy. Pit window is open. We expect there'll be no traffic on exit. We should come out into position 90. You've got about 4 laps of fuel left. P17. You've just done a 216.48. That's your best lap in the session.
Got to knuckle down. 4 seconds off Joey. It's not even the neighborhood.
Yeah, but Joe's a freak. Everything else, you might be a lot closer to him, but in these and GT3s, LMPs, stuff like that,
Eclipse
Yeah.
Motorsports says, what's her best lap time in Spa?
he literally spent over a year hot lapping, didn't he? So,
Yeah. I don't know what my best time is around Spa. 2:16 in the GT3.
My game's gotten better thanks for following.
2:17 in the Cup car. You can have a look. If you go to Garage 61, you can put in, if you go to my Garage 61 link in my Discord, you join that, you'll see what my lap times are. I don't think 2:16 is insane though. I think some of the aliens are doing like 2:13s, 2:14s. Badger, thanks for following.
that difference.
Left side.
Yeah, they annoy me.
Still there. Hold your line.
Incident in. That's all.
Eclipse Motorsports says, what's the best GT3 car when I'm racing I should buy when I get my iRacing?
No, there isn't. So iRacing isn't like Gran Turismo where there's one meta car. There's a balance of performance in GT3. So it depends on the track, it depends on the weather, it depends on the day, and it depends on the balance of performance that's applied to it. You need to think of iRacing like motorsports rather than like Gran Turismo. So you don't just buy a GT3, you got to go earn your license, you got to learn your skill. You're not racing with AI, you're racing with other racers.
Eclipse
It's not like a
Motorsports
Assetto
says,
Corsa
so
at
it's
all.
not like Assetto Corsa.
Though there is a career mode in the works.
There is a career mode in the works, but there was a weather mode in the works for 8 years. You follow me?
Yeah. Let's face it, everyone wanted rain. No one
Yeah.
wanted it, really.
Let's face it, they did rain very well.
We did. Done it.
Get behind is now.
And it was a big update. And they did rain with it.
The guy in front is Jones, and their rating is.
So that's when I first
That's 20 minutes to
played
go.
iRacing, is when they first got rain, really. And yeah, you couldn't see a
Eclipse
thing
Motorsports
when
says,
that
how are
first
you
time
able to
out.
know what car to buy? Are there test drives?
How do you know what car to buy in real life, Eclipse? There is test drives from the servers are down for maintenance. But how do you know what car to buy? The thing is, if you were going GT3 racing next season, how would you know what car to buy?
Thank you very much.
Thanks for the gifts, do appreciate it.
I'd say one, determine your driving style, whether you're going to want to go front, mid, or rear, and then go for looks.
Well, first of all, there's no front, right?
Car left.
Mercedes, Aston,
Lane speed
Nope.
limit is 72 kilometers
Ford.
per hour.
Are you talking
Alright,
about?
Eclipse
Expect
GT3?
traffic
Motorsports
when
says
you
probably
exit the
look
They're
at
from
social
the
media
Expect to
and
exit
see
the
good
pit
cars.
position 17.
Their classes are front mid, as opposed to a rear mid.
Front left 90%, rear left 91.
What? Because of how far back they're mounted into the firewall.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Badger, I'm not using an active pedal. I'd love an active pedal.
Technicalities, that's a front engine.
No, it's not. It's front mid. Genuinely, it's front mid. That's like saying that a Corvette is a rear engine. It's not. It's a mid engine.
Okay,
I'm not being a pedant. They are actually classed as front mid.
The word front's in there.
Yeah.
Take 6 clear, don't cross the white line. Disengage limiter. Cold tyres all round. Okay, Billy, the next car is Dennis. Their rating is 1.8.
You'd probably look at, so if you were buying 600,000 euros plus VAT of a GT3 car, you'd probably look at social media. That's not how people buy GT3 cars. They generally go to the manufacturer and see what spares package are they offering, what support do they offer, as opposed to this car is good, this car isn't good.
Red yellow flag, debris on the track. Car ahead is 3.
I'm surprised
Really
if that made
interested
sense.
to drive the Lamborghini.
What, the Tamarara?
The GT3.
Yeah, the new one or the old Huracan?
Don't tell me
Baron has been disqualified as an
So,
incident
to settle your nerves, the new Tamararo isn't out in iRacing yet.
why would you do that?
The old one's basically an Audi R8. It's like literally take the panels off and the Audi underneath. Chassis are even built in the same factory in Ingolstadt.
They drive similar in
Yeah.
iRacing. Oh, right,
The leader's pitting now.
MK11 says, and I suppose if you're Matt
Nope.
Armstrong, it's up to what car has been written off.
Apparently it's
to
best bot.
Is it?
Yep.
Yeah, if you're Matt Armstrong, it's up to what car has been written off, yeah. Hey, Mark 11, hope you well.
P19.
Badger, I think the benefit of active pedal is not what you think. I think the benefit of an active pedal is being able to adapt your pedal to each car rather than the force feedback.
Yeah.
15
Some
minutes
people
remaining,
even
15
turn
minutes to
the
go.
ABS feature off on their brake.
MK11 says, hey Kev, how did your 6 hours go yesterday?
We finished fourth.
I'd still.
Well, my issue with pedal haptics is you'll bad English. You'll learn yourself out of it. You'll train yourself out of it. We started P6.
Yeah, but you feel it when you stomp on your brakes in a roll car and you thought, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
There's an incident in campus.
And more
Thinking
cars
might
now
be David.
require, like, so for example, I was talking to a race engineer recently for the Cup cars, and he was saying that they teach their drivers to use the ABS, because the ABS will rotate the car better. So the traditional thing of don't use the ABS is now use the ABS.
Service flag.
Well, they use differential braking now as well, don't they?
Yeah. Thanks for following Shifter Cart. Hope you're well.
And then that's really starting to trust the car.
Okay, Billy,
Yeah.
you reel in David. The gap is now 40
Okay, I'm going to let the car brake on
Next
this
car
side
is
going
David,
into a corner
B-license.
and turn the
Yeah,
steering
their rating
wheel.
is
Well, that's the way a lot of
1.8.
that's the way a lot of the diffs now, the E-diffs work. The E-diffs now, a lot of the E-diffs work through
Incident in
braking,
Source.
brake
Looks like
force,
it's
even in road
Flanagan.
cars. Hey, Vinny.
Well, however, iRacing has got the BMW's electronic diff modelled is horrendous.
What for the
It's
M2?
far too open. Far too open, yeah. Like, give me an option where I can start to lock this thing up, please.
I'm good, Vinny. How are you? We were talking remotely about yesterday's race and what a disappointment it was. The Formula One race.
Hamilton's penalty.
Do you know, I kind of thought that was a black. I said to Angela, we would have got 40 seconds, right?
Regardless of what series is it in and whatever driver it is,
He moved.
he stopped. He
moved.
didn't move out of his
Incident
box.
in. Who on?
He
Looks
moved.
like Flanagan. Gap to David in front is now
such
13 seconds.
It's
Please.
like when Antonelli or whatever was a tiny bit over his, not over his line, onto
The
like
guy ahead
right,
is
his line,
Flanagan.
but
Their rating is
it was like his
1.9.
tyre was
Flanagan
touching
had just been disqualified.
and he got a penalty for that. It's like it's ridiculous.
Red
Pettiness,
and
I
yellow flag
suppose.
for Debris.
The reason being is this is edge sensors. It's no longer a flag marshal, it's edge sensors.
Yeah, I know.
So in tennis, the ball's out.
And data isn't human. Drivers are.
Yeah. But if you moved like he moved in Cup Car and iRacing, you'd be black flag.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. I'd be equally as annoyed.
I've been there. If I knew which car was going to be better, I'd be selling the answer. Clay, do you need speed or do you need consistency?
Moving out to P1. Behind is now
MK11 says, have you heard about Ben Gisbergen's clutch trick that NASCAR drivers are struggling to learn?
No, I haven't heard the clutch trick that Van Gisbergen's using. I think he's referring to the 24-hour, Lucas.
I think the hard truth to a lot of things when picking a car anyway, unless you're a, let's say, 7K or above driver.
Yeah, you're not going to feel the difference.
It doesn't matter.
Nah.
What feels best to you? Because that's going to give you the best overall racing and endurance.
I would actually say if you bought one car and stick to it, I think you'd be better off than trying 3 or 4 different cars.
10 minutes. Okay, Billy, come on, stay focused. Apex is an exit.
If I gave you one
Apex is an
GT3
exit.
and said this is it, as opposed to flitting between a Porsche, a Ferrari, I think my driving has come leaps and bounds
7.9 seconds.
in the Cup Car because of the amount of Cup Car driving I do. Others might disagree. But, Clay, the answer is stay on the black, stay out of the pits, stay off the truck. It's not about speed in a 24-hour race. It really isn't. It's about consistency. You could be a hot
The one
lapper.
thing
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, the one thing I can recommend there, though, is don't get the NSX or the R8.
Yeah.
The gap to P1 behind is now 2.6 seconds. 1 lap ahead. That lap was at 2:16.40. Okay, Billy, that's good consistency. Keep it up.
Hey, Johnny.
MK11 says he learned on the panorama. Tap the clutch quickly to shift the weight in corners.
Oh, okay. Master Samwise is so right. Everything you need in life has a Porsche badge on it. As somebody who's going to jump in mine in 8 minutes' time,
Flag.
I thoroughly agree.
Avoid the Mustang that requires quite advanced techniques to be
It does, yeah.
fast in.
I'm not quick in
And you're
either the
flag
Mustang
to
or
David.
the
The gap to Flanagan ahead is now
BMW.
6.9 seconds.
I just can't drive them.
Yeah, but I'd both put in the same category of they're really quick, but you've got to be an alien to do it.
You can't get this car around the track, Master Samwise. I found following Ollie's advice of turning down traction has helped. I turned traction down to 2 and 3. Seems much more stable. Oh, the Mustang, yeah. That and the BMW I don't feel, if that makes sense. They just feel dull.
Blue flag. Blue flag.
On your left. Clear left.
I met Shane. Nice guy. Met him at Spa. Well, we were just saying, Samwise, they aren't front-engined.
I think the Aston's a good car. Mercedes is a great car. They're both essentially the same. Yeah,
Gap to
both
Flanagan
amazing
ahead is
cars.
increasing. It's now 9.9 seconds.
Engine's problematic in the
Incident
Aston.
no name. We think it might be David. Yellow flag.
It is really problematic. Engineers don't like it. Which is ironic because it's built like a brick
Looks like Flanagan.
outhouse. But the old 6.2 is preferred.
I haven't done enough laps in it yet to be able to comment on the way it drives.
5 minutes left.
But if you want something with your best field of view of what's in front of you, the McLaren's amazing. I couldn't believe it when I jumped in it. You can see everything. It's
Yeah, free fire extinguisher at every sale.
You're reeling Flanagan in. The gap is 0.
I hate McLarens. I hate McLarens in real life, that's why I hate McLarens.
You're just biased, Kev.
No, they're massive. They're a massive con. They're a massive con. They're very, very, very unreliable.
I still wouldn't say
Stay
no to
focused.
one.
We're still in
Pardon
this.
me?
17th place.
I wouldn't say no to one.
Stop. Looks like
Break
it's
your heart.
David. Push now. The guy behind is catching.
I don't know a single real McLaren owner that hasn't had a problem from day one. Every owner's had a problem with them. Which I don't think is right or fair. Pretty as you like. I still say one of the fastest road cars I've ever driven is a Longtail. It was ballistic. Not gonna lie, Master Samwise has a friend with a McLaren, and it's always breaking. Yep.
Moving out to Flanagan behind us now.
And then
0.8.
and then the manufacturer goes, "Oh, you know your paint warranty? It was 10 years. Yeah, we've abandoned that. You're not getting it anymore. After you bought the car." Well, what's that about?
Incident in La Source. We think it might be David. There's an incident.
To be honest,
in
I'm one of these
Flanagan.
guys
Looks like it's
who,
Flanagan.
whatever car it is, I just want to rip the engine out and put a big block Hemi in it.
Well, the only good thing about that engine is the block. It's a Nissan block. Everything else is cheese.
Okay, Billy. The next car is Philip Park B license, and their rating is 0.5.
Cheese.
Or a
There
nice
was-
blueprint GM crate engine.
Yeah, nice LS7.
2 minutes to go. 2 minutes.
There was some hope that Audi was going to buy them.
P15. One more lap to go.
Because they were hoping that they'd have the engine department. Their electronics is horrible. Their fit and finish is horrible. Their paint is horrible. Their carbon leaks. The carbon. You ever heard of carbon? Well, you will have heard of carbon rust. You know, when the moisture comes through the carbon. So the cars are constantly being resprayed. That's why they rescinded the 10-year warranty. $6,000 a year for a warranty on a 570, which is just nuts. 80 grand car.
Ultimately, all carbon fibers have become, all carbon fiber cars will become just showpieces.
Yeah.
It's inevitable. No way around it. Unless you replace the entire chassis after a certain build.
Well, even Porsche X-ray the Carrera GT every 5 years, right? Your service includes an X-ray.
That's good.
Yeah, I've borne witness to one of them. A friend of mine had his. They strip it back down to the bare chassis and then roll it into an X-ray machine and check the tub for cracks.
It's degradation of the epoxy as well.
Yeah. But like 2 or 3 years ago, yeah, it's quite cool to see as well, Master Samwise. They take all the body panels off and take it back to. It looks like a go-kart with a V10. They take all the body panels off and then they X-ray the chassis.
Yellow flag.
And then they take the head off the engine and check for valve clearances. It's a 40-hour operation.
Car number 6 took the win. V14. And there's the finish. Good result, mate. Well done.
So Porsche found a problem with the suspension arms on the Carrera GTs they announced it about 3 years ago, and they effectively issued a cease and desist notice to all the Carrera GT owners that they shouldn't drive the vehicle as it wouldn't be covered under warranty if they continued to drive it. The UK insurance organisation started to write to those owners and notify them that their vehicle would not be insured as the manufacturer had released this notice. And there was a conversation between a couple of owners and a couple of brokers to try and get some sort of compromise out of it. But ultimately, the car was coming up for 20 years old. In fact, I think it was 24, I think it was when they announced it. And ultimately, they repaired and replaced all the suspension arms on every Carrera GT around the world, which was a bespoke manufacturing process to rebuild and to commission suspension arms for these cars, well out of warranty, way out of warranty. Maximum warranty you can extend on Porsche is 15 years. So even if you had an extended warranty on it, you were 5 years over. So in the process of doing that and costing that, they then worked with Michelin to update the tire tech that was for the Carrera GT. And they did the repair free of charge, replaced the suspension arms under a effectively a warranty, but it wasn't. You weren't required to be in warranty to be to be eligible for it. And then they gave everybody a set of the new compounded Michelin tires for their car as compensation for their inconvenience. I don't see McLaren doing that. McLaren realized they had a problem with moisture in the carbon, and that they was requiring repair of the carbon and then repainting the car, and they just notified all their customers that their 10-year warranty was no longer valid. That's why I don't like McLaren. They'll sell you the dream, but they won't support you afterwards. And they catch fire. The race cars always catch fire.
That's because people don't drive them and let them cool down.
No, I'm referring to the race cars. Race cars catch fire a lot. Whereas what you should do at a race car is switch it off the minute you're finished. Right, let's find somebody to raid, and I'll go to my meeting, and I'll be back this afternoon. Thanks for joining me today, Ollie. I appreciate it.
That's all right. I'm going to do some
Always good to
painting
have
now.
you.
Thank you.
We had a good discussion. We had a good discussion about F1 and tech. That was quite interesting. Enjoyed that.
Fun times.
No, it's interesting. I learned something.
What did you learn?
I didn't know that Lotus was the first ones to develop active suspension. I learned that my suspicion that Mercedes was one of the first adopters of traction control was correct. I didn't know that Bosch had developed it, though it doesn't surprise me, but it would have been one of 5 names or 6 names that I probably would have listed.
They make everything.
Yeah.
Well, back in the day.
Yeah.
Not so much now.
Right, let's go and find something to raid, and I'll get out of here. Guys, back in a couple of hours, off out for a lunch meeting. I'll say goodbye for now. Look after yourselves, look after each other, stick a like and a follow in, and I will talk to you later. All the very best. Bye.